question is on advertising. And my company produces and distributes content for the internet, and it's ad supported. And so my concern would be how do we monetize that content, given the fact that you have so much segmentation. And so when you guys talk about advertising, you know, my concern is if I got to produce the content, which is a cost to me, and I've got to put it out, how do I be able to monetize that? And the next question then becomes, at what point can I turn that user into someone who opts in and becomes a subscriber? And in your predictions, Clayton, I was looking for you to talk about the future of, say, a subscription model on the internet.
I could answer that question, but I'm going to turn it over to Al.
Yeah, I actually wrote a post the other day about this. I said, I called it feed for a buck, right? So if you subscribe to an RSS feed, should you be paying for that RSS feed? Because everybody's going to RSS feeds, and I sit with people who I'm pretty close with. They tell me they don't ever go to my website. So if they never go to my website, how am I monetizing them? Right. And I think that as content is being used in many places, whether it's mobile, whether it's in a feed reader, whether it's, no matter where it is, on your TV, are you getting that CPM advertising? Are you getting that cost per click? I just bought an iPhone yesterday and I browsed a few websites. I don't look at the ads. So how do we start to do that? I think widget advertising is going to become more popular this year because I think companies are going to start to realize that the banner ad itself is dead as a model. You know, it just doesn't return enough anymore as people are using these different ways. But if you can start to embed widgets into the site that really draw people in, and I think you talked about that in your predictions, is how you can start to do that. So I would start to look away from it. Now, from a subscription model, it works in very few cases. People, because what happens is you charge $5 for your content, the next guy charges nothing. They have no reason to come to your site anymore, right? So unless you're doing something specific, it's really hard. I wrote a post today, and when I went back to look at the report, this particular report charges $2,500. It's an online video report. $2,500 is ridiculous, right? I can't even get them to pay $1 for my feed. So, you know, I think that you have to start to look at different ways to monetize it outside of just traditional banner ads, because I just don't think that that's where it's going to be. But also remember that syndication is very popular. So I'm not sure what kind of content you're writing, but looking at other sources. So if you write posts about the financial side, syndicate it out to a Seeking Alpha or a Yahoo. Is that going to drive revenue? Maybe not, but it could drive readers. And readers, a higher readership can in turn start to generate revenue. So sometimes you have to put in some seeds and wait, you know, put some water and some fertilizer, and then they'll grow. And that in turn will boost the revenue.
First, let me say that this question, and we on the panel probably know geniuses, and this is something that all media companies, I mean, I sat and talked with Beth Comstock and NBC about this very thing. They're trying to figure this out. So I think it's going to be a little bit about the Wild West, what people try different kinds of things. I was at a meeting with the Association of National Advertisers today, and it was compelling to hear brands. There were about 30 companies in the room. Compelling to hear them talk about this from the idea that it's not just about impressions now. It's about consumer behavior and engagement. So if engagement is the catchphrase, they're going to be less concerned with how many eyeballs are driven, but more so, what are you doing and what are those eyeballs doing once they engage with my brand message and my brand campaign. And that's where content can, in theory, become monetized, right? So if maybe you can't drive 500 million visitors to your site, but you can prove of the 300,000 people that visit on a regular basis that they're spending lots of time there, engaging in your content, dialoguing around your content, generating their own content around your content, and so on and so forth. That then becomes a different comparison, and I don't think we've even come out with pricing that kind of engagement, which is an opportunity to test a different kind of business models.
And I would just add real quickly here that, you know, there's a few models out there that actually are working for monetizing content. I think video is going to be the one that will ultimately go. I mean, you know, listen, Steve Jobs just recently came up with a solution for his video content with the Apple TV and a price point that's $2.99 to rent movies through iTunes. So there's ways that I think different micro payments that are being developed now that will monetize video. But at the end of the day, the people that make the most money on video in recent years with the cable industry, and that was because they had subscription models. So I think you're still probably searching for that subscription model. The trouble is, does the audience that's growing up now really believe in paying for content? That's what becomes the issue. John, you want to make a comment on this, and then we'll go to some questions.
You know, actually coming back to the same Tim O'Reilly piece, I think it's really important to look by analogy at what I participated in directly in the software industry. And he articulates in that piece how software is in the midst of transitioning from an artifact to a service, and reconceiving your approach towards the content and how it goes about bolstering your social reputation and other forms of capital that exist as a part of your enterprise is more than just fluff. I mean, Yochai Benkler, in his pretty dense book, The Wealth of Networks, articulates the financial advantages that come from companies that have embraced the notion that the content isn't what they're selling. They're selling either their services, or they're bolstering their brand or their reputation. They're using their content as a vehicle, you know, for part of a larger enterprise.